Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to WIP Wednesday. This is the second one we've had. No, third one we've had so far. Third one we have so far. And this is a series in which I take all of the projects that I started and never completed, and I complete with you live. And at the end of it, if you are in chat, you've said hello and you've talked to everybody, your name gets put into a drawing to win that project when I'm done. Our winner last time was Christine, and she won our little divination kit. So let me know that you're here. Hey, Amanda, what's up? How are you, beautiful lady? How you doing? Today's project requires me to put my hair up. So you see me put my hair up. And it looked all weird for a minute, but it's okay. Because it's hair. And Amanda, I remember what you said last week, and you're like, I want something whimsical. Let's do something whimsical. And I was like, all right, what do I have that I can complete that's whimsical, right? So here's the idea. I grabbed this last week, and I thought, like, take out the skulls. We're not going to, you don't see the skull yet, okay? Skulls are crystals. And I said, we can make this into something like some crystal thing, right? But then I remember I had these little tiny skulls, right? And you know what I think would be a really stinking cute idea? Travel tic-tac-toe. Travel tic-tac-toe. And I take like 5 of these guys and I make them into like some weird, just like color their skull face. Like, and then the other guys are completely blank. So then you've got the X's and O's. What do you think? Oh, what color is Ashu's hair now? All right, then. That's it. We're doing it. We are going to make this into a travel bingo. And I'm going to take these little guys and I am going to somehow make 5 of them different. We're going to say 5 of them. If I have another skull, then I might add an additional 5th white skull. But right now, 5 of them are going to be all weird. So let's get started, shall we? Let's do this. I'm so excited. I love like creating weird things. Oh, and just for funsies, I thought, let's add a little skeleton guy to the side as well. But I don't know if he's going to interfere with getting these skulls in and out. So that's what I'm going to look at right now. I'm going to see if he'll interfere with the skulls going in and out. And if so, if I put him down, can you get him in? You can get him in. Okay, can I get him out now? This top guy is going to be hard. That top guy is going to be an issue trying to get him in and out, I think. So I might not be able to put... Yeah. The top guy is going to be an issue, so I'm not going to put the skeleton on the outside. But I still want to put something on the outside. So I've got all kinds of things over here. I've got moss that I can hot glue. But if it's in a car, that can get kind of because then you get moss falling off. That's not a good thing. I've got all kinds of flowers. But again, same thing. So I don't think we're going to use any greenery. Then I have some of these things. These are all like, anytime I pour resin, for those of you that are thinking about getting into resin, you're watching this, you're like, what's resin like? Resin, no matter how well you think you have measured it, you will still have excess resin. You will still have excess resin. And so when I have excess resin, I typically have like a little small piece that I'll fill up. Oh, Amanda, I want to make a fairy house so bad. All right. I want to make a fairy house so incredibly bad. And just actually want a whole little like fairy city out by a specific tree in our yard. And I don't know why. I don't even mess with the fae. But I want like a little fairy garden. It's funny. Anyways, let's see what I have in here. I have, can I cut this in half? That might be cute. I've got like these little bird skulls. These little tiny bird skulls. And it's not a complete, it's actually the mold that they come from looks like this. All right, that's the mold they come from. But like I said, when I have just a little bit, I'll pour. And so I'll get just the skulls in there, which is kind of cool. Ooh, I forgot I have my daggers. But will that go with that? Because we've already got the fork there. Ah, this is so hard. I also have little tiny skull faces. Let's see. Amanda, what color is Ashu's hair now? What fair? What fair? Is it like a Renfest? I don't know if you guys call them Renfest out in California or not. I've got little tiny potion bottles that I'm trying to see if I can fit without getting into the way of these skulls. So if I put that skull there, yeah, that's not going to work. Dang it. I think we're just going to have to leave the wood bare because everything is a little bit too big. Unless I do bird skulls. Little tiny bird skulls, but then they don't make sense. So we're just going to paint the skulls. That's what that tells me. Universe is like, nope, this is what we're doing today. I'm like, all right. Blue! Oh, blue! I love the color blue. I tried blue in my own hair, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Green, I did not think I would like. Green was a complete and utter accident. Green was a happy accident, because green looks good. But blue on me, I love the color. I think it's a beautiful color. Ugh. I wanted teal blue hair, and no. All right, let's think about how we're going to do these skulls. I have some that are bone colored. Let me make some white, and then we'll do a design on top of that. All right, we'll do a design on top of that. This is why you're about to see why almost every single board in this room has some kind of paint on it. Because I'll start to do something and I realize, oh, you don't have a paint plate in front of you. It's okay. I'll make my own. So there's paint everywhere. Zarabeth, what's up? It's okay. It's okay. Outside with crazy children sounds like a lot of fun, though. We are, for those that are just joining, this is the project. I have these little tiny skulls, and I'm painting one right now white. But I have these little tiny skulls, and they fit into this little grid, right? This little box thing. We are going to make an on-the-go spooky tic-tac-toe. All right? So some of these skulls are going to be different, so they represent, the X's and O's differently. That's the way we're going to do this. So it's going to be a spooky travel tic-tac-toe that you can take with you. Now, here's the thing I need to think about. If it is truly on the go, we want to make sure that these little skulls won't go flying in the car. So I need to devise a way that I can lock them in. So what do you guys think? How should I lock them in? I do have magnets. I have some strong magnets that I could use. Tell me about it. I did 5 loads of 5 loads of laundry, Amanda. Oh my goodness. I am very lucky, and my husband does the laundry. He hates grocery shopping with a fiery breathing passion. He hates grocery shopping. Um, so that's the trade-off. I do all the grocery shopping and cooking. He does the laundry. Works for me. When we had all the kids home, we were doing at least a load of laundry every single day. Every single day, there was a load of laundry. Laundry is definitely one of those never-ending. All right. What should be painted on the skulls? Like, I'm painting some of them white, so that way I can paint over them pretty easily. What should be painted on them? Like, if I wasn't giving these away, maybe for myself, I would do like sugar skulls, because I grew up in that heritage, in that culture, and so it's not something that I don't feel bad about creating for myself. But I would be like, I don't know how I feel about giving it to others. You like grocery shopping alone? Yes. Yes. That is the mother's meditation. I am 100% sure of this. That and going to the bathroom. It's mother's meditation. Because otherwise, you ain't getting a quiet moment. And even the bathroom's an iffy situation. You're going to have to fake that stomach bug. You are. Yes. I know my kids probably thought I was sick as a dog most of their life. It's like, Mom's in the bathroom again. Yes. Because I needed a timeout. Going potty alone, right? Oh my gosh. Now that my kids are adults, I can kind of tell stories about them again. When I was a teacher, they would get so embarrassed. They're like, "Mom, my friend's in your class. Don't talk about me." And now I talk about them like, yeah, they probably thought I had a stomach bug. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Come on. Yes. Okay, see? See? I'm not the only one. In chat, validated. Amanda, you think sugar skulls would be pretty? As you can, I don't think you guys have ever seen. I have a few around here that I will do. For those that don't know the background, I grew up in a Mexican family, and so I really appreciate the art that goes into sugar skulls, and the traditional sugar skulls versus the new school ones, and just I love sugar skulls. Is the spooky side of me. Not really. That's what Day of the Dead's not spooky. Just saying. That's so Jared. He'll come home and he'll eat dinner and then off to the bathroom. I'm like, hey, missed you today. Well, you know what? Sorry. Sometimes us people need a timeout. And the bathroom, nobody wants to go there when we're there, right? So why not go? Why not go? Oh, I'm trying to hurry because I really want to be able to get one full project done in one session. So that way it's not like an ongoing thing. But I know in order to do it right and to be able to give you something nice, I do need to take my time. And I do want to give you something nice. Because you guys have given me something nice. You've given me a nice community that uplifts each other. And I love it. You're always supportive of each other and what you guys are doing in your lives, and it's just cool. So I want to give you something nice. I don't know if you guys can hear that on your side. Like, it's just, that's all I hear. Because things are pretty quiet in my house for once. Oh, you got one from the Science Center. That means that's got to be like a medical grade skull that looks awesome, Zarabeth. I can't remember where, but there is a online store. There's a store that basically specializes in skulls, and you can get them unfinished. So they haven't been painted. You can get them unfinished. You can get them relatively cheap, but they look awesome. They are really nice skulls, and we got a bunch for the yard because we have a Halloween yard display, and we got a bunch for the yard, and we absolutely love skulls. So when you say you got a cool one from the Science Center, I'm like, ooh, I know that's got to be a nice one. That is cool. So it has hieroglyphics. Sorry, my brain was like, you're not saying it. Hieroglyphics on the sides of it. That's neat. Do you dig Egyptian? See, my brain was just like, still not going to talk to you. Oh, do you dig Egyptian archaeology? No pun intended. And we're almost done with the skulls. Do I have? Yep, I've got 5 painted now. Yay! Somebody asked if I would ever want to go get my nails done, and I tell them I'm an artist. I can't. They're like, oh, yeah, you can. You can get your nails done if you're an artist. No, I'm an artist. I can't. I'm always getting paint on me. There's no way. All right. We are going to paint them up the way that I know how to paint them up. And we'll go from there. All right. Since we're going to do it that way, let me think. How do I want to do this first? Let's black out the stuff that needs to be blacked out first. All right. I've got 4 regular skulls in there, and then we've got the ones that we're going to paint up. You find it fascinating, but for some reason my brain won't retain any info I read about the history or any cool little factoids. I get that. For some reason, there are different mythos that I have read that I find like really cool, and nothing retains. Like, I really enjoy reading Hindu myths, but I cannot recall a single one of them to you, and I don't know why. So I get it. Being fascinated and finding something cool and not retaining it, it sucks. Oh, I might like these better once I paint them, guys. You might not be able to get this. I might enjoy it too much. Oh, I'm gonna love this. I can tell you already. No, Zarabeth, it's not just you at all. There are things that I absolutely really dig learning about, but I can't recall the information. For instance, I'm that way about bands as well. Like music, I absolutely adore certain bands, but I can't tell you who the drummer is, who the lead vocalist is. I can't tell you any of that. Um, for the longest time, not anymore. I loved a certain metal band, just absolutely adored them, and could not could not remember the lead singer's name to save the life of me. Um, grew up listening to like Black Sabbath, and the only reason why I know Ozzy Osbourne was in Black Sabbath was because I heard that as like a soundbite over and over and over again. I have no clue who the other members of Black Sabbath were. Have no clue. Don't know. Steve Miller Band? Steve Miller? I don't know. No clue. But let me hear a song and I can tell you who that song was by, but I can't tell you like who's in the band. I have no clue. It's awful, man. Oh, this is a tight one. Here you go. So, getting the nose done. That's a tiny, tiny little nose. And now we've got to do the teeth. So, wish me luck on this one. Oh, yeah. Like Bad Religion? Yeah. Yeah. Love that band. Have no clue who the leads. Yep. None. Absolutely none at all. I love liking the bands that have like one name and it's just like the vocalist's name. Then I understand. Okay, that's the vocalist name. Like OTEP. Love me some OTEP, all right? OTEP. I have no clue who she who's in her band. Like I don't know. I don't know if like they're just like rotating. I don't know. Yes. Oh, Zarabeth, OTEP. Yes. Oh no, I have not. Jack scared me, Amanda. Jack scared me. So I don't know. Zarabeth, OTEP came to Janice Landing a couple of years ago, and I wanted to go so bad, but my kids were little and I could not go. I was like, oh my god. But I love OTEP. Did you what was it? It wasn't the Ascension album. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the album. But there was an album, and in like the middle of the album, there was this poem slash story called Baby's Breath. And it was like it was the act of a murder done from the serial killer's point of view. I was sitting in the dark doing my homework, listening to her because I was in college at the time, and I'm listening to her music and I'm doing my homework, and all of a sudden that came on and I was like, oh, what's this? Right? I'm in complete darkness, scared the ever living bejeebus out of me. That Baby's Breath scared the bejeebus out of me. Ginger, but the singer is so amazing. She can sing so well and also scream. You gotta, Zarabeth, you gotta go hear Baby's Breath because it is messed up. It is messed up. Oh, it's a really good, like, it's a really good story, right? And if you look at it from that perspective and you can kind of analyze it, going, okay, what did she use? Like the mechanics that she used in order to get you to really kind of evoke certain feelings. It's beautiful writing because OTEP is a brilliant writer, just hands down brilliant writer. I loved her poem when she was on, it was the Deaf Poetry Jam. Loved that poem. So visceral, so real. Just love Otep. I can go on and on about her. But that particular one scared the crap out of me. So go listen to it. Go listen to it. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Oh, but I'll have to look up Ginger. You know, there's also a band by the name of Kitty, and then Butcher Babies. Butcher Babies, the lead singer of Butcher Babies, also has a nice guttural scream. Most, it seems like most females have a hard time with that guttural growl because it'll scratch their vocal cords so bad. But I have seen a few that they've perfected that growl. I wonder if they have to do anything different with their voices. Oh, I'm so jealous, Zarabeth. So jealous. I would love to go see Kitty. That's another one. Now, my nickname and for a long time had to do with the fact that I know rock and roll music, right? And my husband found out that there was only one concert that I've ever been to in my life. Only one. I've only been to one concert my whole life. And when I tell you guys what concert I've been to, you're going to laugh hysterically and instantly take away all my cool points. All right? Like instantaneously, all my cool points are gone. You guys ready? I've only been to a Debbie Gibson concert. That's it. Debbie Gibson. I was 10. Debbie Gibson. Oh my gosh. Yes. I went to a Debbie Gibson concert when I was 10 years old. And honestly, like I wished on my birthday candles for it. I wished on my birthday candles. So on this little skeleton dude, I was trying to not get his teeth painted in with this black, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and paint over all of them, and then I'm going to do a dry brush to kind of bring his teeth back out. Because otherwise I won't be able to get all the way into the grooves of his teeth for you to see them. Okay. There's that. Ozfest. Oh my gosh. Ozfest. There used to be here, and I haven't heard in a long time, but I've been out of touch for a very long time. They used to have Earth Day Birthday around me. Warp Tour. Yep, Warp Tour. My husband is 7 years older than me, and he got to do the Clash of the Titans tour. Yeah. Talk about like he brings out those tickets, and I was just, I don't like you. Right. Hey, Mina, how are you? Oh, I'm not reading tarot tonight, Mina. We are doing a finished project night. It's WIP Wednesdays. So tonight's project is I am working on a spooky travel tic-tac-toe. And when I get it done, whoever's in chat, I'll put your name in a hat. And when it's done, if you're in here, I will choose somebody out of a hat and send this to you. So this is the spooky thing. We've got skulls, and I am painting the other skulls to be slightly different than these. That way, you have X's and O's. So at the end of it, somebody gets this. You saw Good Charlotte before they were Good Charlotte. Okay. Korn is from Gainesville. If I'm thinking of the right one, Korn's from Gainesville. And they used to play local all around like Central Florida. And so I remember being in a place and I want to say it was like in a club in Ybor. But we were in a club and Korn was playing. And then later, like years later, I heard the sound again because they've got a very unique sound. And I was like, oh, okay. That's who that is. Now I'll tell you who my favorite band of all times, like absolutely cried myself to sleep. Cried myself to sleep when the lead singer died. I was 17, 18 when he died. I was a huge Blind Melon fan. And if you are my age and you don't know who Blind Melon is, you will definitely know the Little Bee Girl. Remember the video with the Little Bee Girl tap dancing? That was Blind Melon. And I loved Blind Melon. We had a club we used to go to all the time that had a lot of big names play back that weren't well known. Yeah, that used to happen a lot back in the day. Now I think it's like you have subscribed to their YouTube before they got big, right? Because it seems like a lot of the musicians that are coming out now are found through social media. All right. We are getting somewhere, people. It's happening. It's going. I'm enjoying life right now. It looks good. Don't hate me, but I always hated that band. No way! I have a short list of bands that a lot of people liked that I can't stand. And Blind Melon, why? Okay, so I need to know why you hated them so bad. Was it just their sound, or was it like Shannon Hoon? Like, what was it? That was the only band that I could remember every single name of the band members. I think it was the B girl that made me love them so much, but also like I thought Shannon Hoon was hot. Right? I did. I was 15, all right, when they first came out, and I was this little alternative goth like grunge kid wearing fake nose rings and black eyeliner and black lipstick with my little flannel wrapped around my waist. I don't know. You think it was the overall sound? Ah, that could be. There was a lot of people that I knew that didn't like it because, like, if you don't like Southern rock, it Blind Melon was a lot like Southern rock. And I know a lot of people that do not like Southern rock. Like Steve Miller Band and Led Zeppelin and all them, like they just don't like them. And Blind Melon had a very similar sound. Very similar sound, especially like if you go and listen to their songs, Change and Tones of Home, very Southern rock sounding. Right? Do you remember the baby doll dresses, like the spaghetti straps, right? The baby doll dresses. But you would put like the little cap shirts underneath, like the little tiny little cap shirts. Yeah. Were those? Or the crocheted dresses. Remember the crocheted dresses? You wear a slip underneath it. Yes, yes. That was the thing, man. You'd wear your crochet dresses with your brogans or your Doc Martens. Oh god. Oh, I had dark hair. I didn't have colored hair at that time. I had dark hair, and I would my thing was I would like have black lipstick, and my eyeliner would be, you know, out to here and would be black. Um, and I would walk around like I was ready to absolutely maul you to death. But to be honest, I was scared of my own stinking shadow most of the time. So it was just like it was just a front. If somebody would have gone boo, I would have probably peed myself. All right. Had all kinds of funky hair and loved my dogs. Yeah. Years ago, she wore them forever and a decade. Yes, because docs, man, they were made to last. They were made to last. I also remember going through my hip hop phase, and I say that because it is not something that stuck around. Like the metal stuck around, right? So the grunge and metal I still listen to, but I went through a heavy like listening to hip hop, and I wanted to dress like Salt and Pepper. So I had like little tiny shorts with my boots and the crop tops. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, wait. Tell me if you guys went through this. This was in Georgia when I was in high school. So the 90s, all right? Do you remember wearing pacifiers around your neck? Like the plastic pacifiers? Tupac was my favorite as well. I loved his book of poetry. You did wear the pacifiers. There were some that would light up, right? But they were all plastic. They weren't like real pacifiers. They were plastic pacifiers, and you wore them around your neck like jewelry. That was the weirdest fashion, man. What was that about? I can't even tell you why we wore them. I don't remember who started it. Was it Left Eye? Like, what happened? I don't know how we ended up wearing pacifiers. All right, we've got one completely based out. So now when he dries, I can start painting a nice little pattern on him. Let's see if we can get the other guys done. Where did he go? The different earrings, yeah. I know when I went to raves, yep. That's the thing. We would wear them like wasn't supposed to be an Ebor, but I was an Ebor, right? So we would go. But I also remember before we would go to Ebor, my stepsister and I would go to, I'm going to say this and everybody's going to be like, where'd you go? Like, what are you doing? But I swear to you, this was the name, all right? And it was a Disney thing, okay? It was a Disney thing for adults, all right? But it was a whole island that Disney had in Buena Vista, an island. And they had like clubs, they had like nightclubs. So you would get to the little bridge and you would go to the tickets and you'd show your ID and you would get your wristband. If you were under 21, you'd get like a little wristband that says you're under 21, all that kind of stuff. But you'd go on there and they had just multiple different kinds of clubs. Like there was a country club, there was an 80s club, there was like a surf club, like there was everything, right? And my stepsister and I would go and have a blast, right? Because that's what you do. But it was a place where there was just a bunch of different clubs with different types of genre music. And it was called Pleasure Island. It was Disney's Pleasure Island. I don't know if anybody remembers that or not, but Disney actually owned like this set of nightclubs. It was cool. It was cool. Um, there were ways that you'd get in if you were underage, but it was really cool. And then we would also go to like what was the place? What's it called? Old Town. We would go over to Old Town as well. If I was going with my friends here in the town that I live in right now, we would go over to Ybor City. And if I was with my stepsister, we would go to Disney's Pleasure Island, or we would go to Old Town. That was my old getting down clubbing days. In Rhode Island, there's a club called the Complex. What is that? Where each room was a different genre. That sounds cool. The most that the town that I live in right now has, as far as I know, they have one that plays like country and what they call rock music, which is pop. That's what they call, like, it's pop music. So they'll play those two things. And there's just a lot of line dancing. It's just not my thing. I don't dance anymore either, unless I'm by myself. Then I'll dance. Or if I'm in my car. I'm in my car, I'm like, oh, see, that sounds cool, Zarabeth. Now I'm thinking about all the other things from like our teen years that were that are no longer a thing, and people will be, you actually you did that, and I'm like, yeah, we kind of actually did that. It's one of those things. That's kind of what Evil Club Empire was back in the early 2000s. I just like the name. Was it named Evil Club Empire, or was it just Club Empire and it was an evil corporation? Because now I'm confused. Because if it was named Evil Club Empire, I'm in. I'm part of the Evil Club. Let's go. Sign me up. Right? Like, I want to be there. I think tonight, by the way, I think we're going to get through me getting all the bases done. And then next Wednesday will be me finishing this. Because I don't see me finishing all of these within the next 15 minutes. I think we're going to have to finish it up next Wednesday, which is fine. I just hate it because I like to try to get them done all in one Wednesday. It was a bunch of clubs that all kind of worked together. Oh, so it was an evil club empire. Got it. Got it. I thought it was like a goth bar, and I was about to say, that sounds pretty epic, man. Only question, did they play industrial music or did they play metal? Because that's what you get in a goth bar. Industrial or metal. I know. I'm gabbing too much. That's the problem. I'm talking and I'm not painting enough. I'm sitting here going, what's being said? Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the other thing. Here's the other update, by the way. If you've been following the bat flower saga, the bat flower is retaining its moisture. It is in the yard. All right. It's the only way I can think I can keep it warm enough. We did have a cool night last night, so I'm hoping it didn't get too cold for it. If it got too cold for it, I may or may not have a bat flower. Oh my god. Where was that, Zarabeth? If you see me squinting, it's because the text on the screen is starting to double, and it's actually tripling. It's stacking itself and stacking to the side, so I'm kind of having a hard time reading chat right now. So if you see me squinting, that's why. Rhode Island had the coolest stuff. Why can't it be Florida? I want to be Florida. Florida, I know in Ybor they used to have one called the Castle. I don't know if they have that anymore, but I remember there used to be one called the Castle in Ybor. When I met my now husband, and even before then, I really didn't go to a whole lot of clubs. I think the last time I was in a club had to be 20 years ago. Had to be 20 years ago. And it seems like kids nowadays, I don't know, at least the kids around me, they're not really into going to clubs like we were. Um they like to go to like hookah bars and stuff like that. At least in my town, that's what they like to do. And maybe that's because we don't have a whole lot of clubs. See, that's like us here in Central Florida. If you want to go anywhere that has a little bit more, I don't know, anything to it, you would either drive to Orlando or Tampa. So all the little towns between Orlando and Tampa in Central Florida, like that's where kids will go. They'll go like even prom for our town. Our prom is held in Orlando. Was for the longest time. Now it's held in Champions Gate because Champions Gate's getting bigger. But nothing really big happens in the town. I think we have a baseball team that comes here for spring. That's that's pretty the only biggest thing that's in our town. It's just this. You know, painting when your eyes are starting to double is a little challenging. Just gonna say that right now. So if you get one and it looks weird, I'm sorry, I'm trying. Yeah, some of these are interesting because they were supposed to have come from the same mold, but as I'm painting the very small details of it, like they're just slightly different. We have been all over the board on this conversation tonight, just saying. It's been a good conversation. Good talk, guys. Good talk. They will. They'll have character. It's all right. When I got diagnosed with my illness and they told me that it could make me go blind, that was something that I had to like wrap my head around because I am an artist and I do use my eyes quite a bit for my artwork. And so the thought of losing my eyesight and not being able to actually do the things that I like to do, like I enjoy reading, I enjoy artwork and all that kind of stuff, and oh, it scared the crap out of me. I know. I'm like, how am I going to read tarot? And probably, I wonder, do they have? I'm gonna have to look that up. Do they have? Hold on, Alexa, is there a Braille tarot card kit?
For Braille Tarot Card Kit, the closest I could find is Dionysus Classic Design Tarot Cards Deck with Guidebook. It's $16.97.
All right, Alexa, off. Okay, I'll have to look it up. I wonder if they have tarot that's that the blind could use. Oh, see? The things that you have to think about and that you wouldn't think about, which are good. You should think about these things. Does everybody have access to divination? That's a good thought. Right? But do we know for certain? Like there's certain things that I take for granted and I'm like, oh, they've got to have an alternative. And then I find out there isn't. And I'm like, really? Well, that's kind of messed up. So I'd like to know. I want to find a deck. I want to find a deck and understand it. Now I know that runes would probably be able to be used if I lost my eyesight because you can feel the rune. You can actually feel if they're made with imprints, you can actually feel it. So that would make sense. That runes you still could, but I don't know about tarot. It would make sense though, Zarabeth, right? All right, guys. I'm going to finish the mouth here. And then we are going to be done for the night. And then next week, I will be back here on Wednesday. And we will finish these guys up and draw a name and see who wins the spooky tic-tac-toe. You know, the spooky tic-tac-toe. I know Amanda was like, I want something whimsical. And this is all I could think. This is the whimsiest thing I could think of at the moment. And we get this done. There we go. All right. So he's done. Next week, I will draw and paint on their stylings and their different decorations. And we will pick a name. All right. Oh, you found one. Okay, look up Braille Service, the Tarot card, the Tarot Garden. Ooh, thank you. I am going to look it up. Let's see what it looks like. All right, my lovelies. Be happy. Be safe. And remember that I love you. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me while we finish up some of the projects that I have laying around. See you next Tarot Tuesday. You too, Sarah Beth. Bye.